using my phone, and I am a millennial, but don't worry, I'm not texting. So now, actually, sorry, I'll get that later. Okay, cool. So, hi, I'm Ria Mirchandani. Mirchandani? Are you guys still there? People usually fall asleep by the time I hit the 14th letter. I mean, it's an unnecessarily long name. Some things just don't need to be so long. I mean, one time I was trying to buy a plane ticket on the phone, and by the time I finished spelling my name, the price went up by 80 bucks. There are some other things that don't need to be so long. The lines outside Molly Moon's ice cream. It's really not that great, right? The list of data points that the Russians are tracking about me. I wish that was shorter. Or, debatably, my comedy set tonight. Maybe you prefer to be short. Okay, maybe. Alright, so I was born in Nashua, New Hampshire. Anyone from Nashua, New Hampshire? Oh my god, you're my ride home. It's a long cab ride. So yeah, born in Nashua, my parents were quite aware that, you know, I would face some struggles growing up with such a long last name in a country with such a short attention span. So they gave me the shortest possible first name and then moved back to India. You'd be surprised though, Ria is a really common name in the 90s. In my class, high school class of 35 girls, 5 of us had the exact same name. This obviously caused an identity crisis. So when I got old enough to dress myself, which took about until this morning, I decided I was going to wear a beret, right? And so this changed everything. You know, it transformed me from the girl with the messy hair to the girl with the fancy cap. Or maybe the pretentious preteen Francophile who was going to die of a heat stroke because she wore a wool cap through all 12 months of Mumbai's sweltering heat. No wonder I was such a hothead growing up. But I love this beret. It's the longest relationship I've ever been in, also the only one. But some people just don't get why I wear this cap, right? Like my grandmother. Her concern is that my head won't get enough sunlight and water, and so my hair would fall off. I tried to convince her that my hair is not a plant, so it doesn't need these things to thrive. But she doesn't get it. I mean, one time I was watching TV in her living room, and I feel this drop of water trickle down my head. I look up, and there she is, in her gardening pants, with the gardening hose, watering my head. So yeah, I'm not from around here. I moved here to work at a large tech company, the one that fuels the misery of corporate America, not the one that makes you buy stuff you don't need. I mean, they're actually quite excellent at it. You should really take my word. Are you getting my PowerPoint? Okay, I'm gonna stop before these push you over the edge. Microsoft. Seattle to try out this thing they call adulthood and shed some of that extra vitamin D because, you know, being healthy is just so mainstream. And also drive up your cost of living. But I really like Seattle. I like how chill everyone is here. It's a very unique kind of chill. It's a very isolated chill. It's like, you go be chill out there, and I'll be chill out here, and our chills should never interfere. But we're both chill, you know? I also really appreciate how it's totally fine to dress like an unwashed tablecloth around here. If I had to capture the Seattle aesthetic in one word, it would be homeless. You know, sneakers and free t-shirts from tech conferences are totally encouraged, as are beards, even for women. So yeah, I'm not from around here. I grew up in India, as I mentioned earlier. But I don't blame you if you're confused, because I do speak fluent English thanks to #colonialism. It's a land of contradictions, where the infamous head shake, if you've seen any other Indian comedian, it referred to this. It can mean both a yes and a no, all at the same time. Food can be spicy and sweet and give you E. coli, all at the same time. And people can be both honest and corrupt, all at the same time. So let me illustrate. After my sophomore year in college on the East Coast here, I'd gone back home to India, and I felt like a real badass. You know, I was still wearing my beret like a real badass. I'd also got my first B in college in a math class. Badass indeed. Yep. So when my parents warned me not to go driving on the streets of Mumbai, you know, naturally I said, no one tells this B-grade badass what to do. I got behind the wheel. So in case you didn't know, people are terrible drivers in India. That's another reason why I fit right in here in Seattle. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a great human. You can ask my friends. Yeah, I'm a great human, but the only time you should let me drive you is if you're already in a coffin, on your way to a graveyard, and preferably already dead. Otherwise, I'll probably make sure of that by the time we reach. So there I was, driving in Mumbai, and I'm honking away and swearing for no apparent reason. Driving in Mumbai is a lot like getting stuck on the I-5, but everyone is hot and wet instead of just wet. Anyway, all of a sudden, a cop pulls me over. And you know, immediately my Indian upbringing kicks in. I pull out all the money I have in my wallet and I hand it to him as a bribe. Do you guys know what a bribe is around here? I think you may call it a tip. You folks offer it at the end of a meal so that they don't spit in your food the next time. We offer it at the beginning of any service so they don't spit on us the first time. I think our way makes a little more sense. Anyway, so just so you know, bribing a cop is completely normal in India. What isn't normal, however, is over-bribing a cop, which is what I had done out here. So the cop looks at me, he looks at the wad of notes, which is 200 rupees. Sounds really impressive, but that's all of $3 thanks to hashtag inflation. And he then gives me the infamous Indian head shake, right? And hands me half the money back. I was like amazed by this cop's honesty, let's call it, I guess. But sometimes I wonder if I could have gone away with even less. I mean, what would he have done? Tried to write my entire name on a traffic ticket? He would have probably reached his retirement age before he had finished. That's all my time. Thank you very much.